of course you can make money doing this, but it's just like, there's so much more than just money, you know? And I know you're like one of my very best friends who I met through social media, and like so many other people who I love and care about through social media. And it's just like, it really is that connector that a lot of people have and cherish for real.
Yes, I know. I was just talking to a girl yesterday in the DMs, and she was just saying how, she loves like just connecting with other like badass women, powerful women. And I was like, that is the beauty of online, because not every day is there just like people that are like you in your hometown, especially not mine, because like
Uh-oh.
we all know where I'm from, and it's not that, okay? Now I'm not gonna say they're not badass women, because they could live without electricity. But what I will say is it's just different. Okay, they don't even have social media around here, so I
That's
love
so
it.
funny.
I do love it. And I just love like our connection, and just like what we've been able to do. Like I just shared a post on my Facebook and Instagram and everything today about how, I can't even believe that, people don't realize that, you can literally be a mom and also like earn like a lucrative income online, and like be able to like build a community of people that get you, you know?
Yes, yes.
It's
And I feel
just,
like that is so clutch and so key to have people that you connect with and get like that get you.
yeah.
You know, like when we get to hang out in person and like with our people, it's literally like it's just the best. Like I feel like a little kid. I'm so giddy just because you're like nobody's judging you. Like you don't like feel weird. Like you're just like excited and like I don't know, we get dressed up and like do fun stuff and like take pictures and nobody's judging you like, oh, are you taking a selfie? Or like, oh, are you videoing that? Because we get it. You know, this is our life. So it's
Mhm.
fun. It's a huge part of the business and just being on like a content creator online that I love.
I know. I love it too. I love it too. And we have 10 people on watching. So I'm just so excited. Yay! This is our first live stream for a podcast. So, we're really excited to be able to do this. We finally figured it out. I finally got a computer that like would make it happen. And like, here we are. Like, I'm so excited. Yeah. So we got, oh yeah, they're talking about our retreat that they love Tennessee. That was
Oh,
amazing.
oh my gosh.
It's been a year,
Seriously.
over a year now. Oh, I can't even believe it.
Yeah, just over a year. And so should we talk about that a little bit? I know we're gonna talk about some other stuff, but building a community. But I feel like that was also the start of us really starting to build a community. So LeeAnn and I didn't really know how to like plan or do retreats, I guess you would say, for women. But
Yeah.
we've been on them before and we knew that we wanted to create something for our people and like our, team and our sales organization. And like we planned some that like when we planned it, we didn't really like know what was gonna happen or like how it was gonna like come together, but we did it anyways. And like those are some of my best memories for real in the last few years. Like
It was
Florida,
so fun.
Tennessee. Oh my
So
gosh.
fun. You guys, like in person, get togethers, retreats, events, whatever it is, like it will change your business, because when you get in the room and like in a luxury room, because we ain't just staying wherever, we like stay at really nice places that are like fun and elevated, and you get to create content, but most of all, you just get to be in the energy of other people that get you. And I don't know if you know, but that is probably one of the most powerful things that you can do, and why so many entrepreneurs will tell you like go get in the room with these people. Because when you're in that energy and you're around, people that get you, and maybe people that are already where you want to be, that's like that, like the inspiration that's going to help you get there. They're the ones that are going to give you the tips and the tricks, and push you to be able to get there. And I know, like for me and Maya, like that's how it's been able to happen for us, is because we are relentless about getting in person and like getting with our community. And like, you know how many times have, I'm sure you've heard, where we get to these like events and people are like, oh my gosh, like you're just like, you're like even a little bit different than I thought you were. I didn't realize like how
Yes.
real you guys are, even though I feel like we're always so real. But when you're like, you get like this blurred vision of like what people really are on the internet. So when you can like take the internet away and you can actually get in person with people, it's just so different. And that's really what like kind of led us to even creating this podcast and doing what we do, is because at events we started these like fear burning exercises that kind of like led us to really realizing, the power of being able to help people overcome their blocks and their fears, because business is like 80 to like 90% mental, right? Like if you don't got it together, and you don't have a strong mind, like you're probably not going to make it out there. And so that's like one of the biggest things that me and Maya are just so big on, is being able to like help people overcome these blocks so that they can get to where they want to be in life and in business. And we just got so much like overwhelmingly amazing feedback that we started doing like virtual ones now. And then we were like, you know what, like we need to just like even just create a podcast and like help other entrepreneurs, because we don't want to just help people only just in our business, because we know not our business isn't for just everybody, but we want to just be able to help women in general, women that have like that entrepreneurial spirit that wants to change their life and maybe doesn't know how, or maybe like we always say, like we just want our, like savage little like besties out here that like are on the same wavelength as us, right?
Yes. And it's a lot about creating connection
Yes.
because, on these retreats, it was like connecting with people on a different level. And not just like on the business level, but that, like goals and, what's important to you and morals and like characteristics, and just realizing that you're not alone in this world when it comes to certain struggles too. Social media is a highlight reel 99% of the time, because that just, it is what it is. But when you get in person with people, you can actually like, they can't hide behind a screen, right? Or like when you're on Zooms with people, it's hard to like hide your emotions and things like that. So being able to connect with people and get them to open up is a gift that we have, thankfully, like we've learned and we want to pass on. And I feel like that's a big thing too with what we're trying to create with this new community that we're, launching here, that we're so excited about, is being able to connect with other women. And I feel like when you feel connected to people, that's when you really start to flourish. That's when you start to have success. Because if you feel alone, whether, in life or in business, like you get depressed, you get down on yourself, you don't believe in yourself, like you don't want to get out of bed, or like it's so much easier to live and enjoy life when you know that you have people that like are rooting for you and are going to like check in on you, and like you make those connections. If you don't have them in the real world, like you can make them online, because we're proof of it. And like we want to bring that to other people too, along with helping them level up in like in business, in life. It's so much more. And in their faith too. That was a big thing that we talked about too, getting on here, is like part of what we want to do in this next year in 2026 is glorifying God through what we're doing, and that's really, really important to us. So if that's something that's also important to you, even if that's maybe the sole reason why you're like, maybe I should consider doing this, is because you want to strengthen your relationship and your faith too, that's also going to be a big part of this too. And I'm really excited about that part.
I'm so excited about that part. And I saw Tori in here, which is on our team, and she came to like our first like virtual one that we did, and she was saying how the identity call was huge for her, and she had like a lot of breakthroughs on that call. And so I'm just like looking through these comments because they just make me happy. Which is why I'm loving that we're like streaming this. But I did want to like talk about this community a little bit, because I feel really compelled by this, because I know you were saying how, I feel like me and Maya sometimes can get like in the coaching world, sometimes with coaches, like they can feel like a little bit like cringed out, like when people are like when like there's coaches that are like this like overly loving and nurturing style coaching. And I just feel like, and that's just like who we are. And I feel like, we like to give that realness, and we like to, obviously like we give like tough love, right? We do like the hot seat coaching, like that's what we love. But I also feel like something that me and Maya have is that we are both just like super loving humans, and we just want women to win. And I feel like, that's why we're really building this community out, is to have a safe space for people that are building in business that maybe don't have a community. Maybe you're like building your business, you love what you're doing, maybe you're not even like, maybe you run your own business. I mean, it could be like, it doesn't matter like what your background is, what you're doing. This is just going to be a community where you're going to be able to have touches with us. So we're going to do like 2 calls a month with you, It'll be in a group setting, and then we're gonna have like an open chat Monday through Thursday where we're just gonna kind of bounce in each day and like help you with anything that you need in your business. Or maybe you just need like some tough love, or maybe you need a pep talk, or maybe you need whatever it is. Like, we just wanted to have like this community where you feel loved, you feel empowered, so that you can go out and fucking rock your business, so that you can get through any blocks that you have that's holding you back in life and or in business. Like, we want to be able to like help you through business that way, because there's not a lot of spaces for that. There's a lot of like coaching spaces where you can come and get coached, but there isn't a lot of spaces where you can truly feel like empowered and loved, and that you have like this space where you're gonna have like two people that genuinely fucking care about you making it out here. Because that, like, I know that's what God has led me and Maya to do, because we are both just
Mhm.
feel so strongly about that, that it's more than money. We want people to win at the end of the day. Like, that's what we want. We want people to actually win and feel good winning. And I feel
Mhm.
like that was like something we were talking about earlier, that, we're not your typical like sales closers either. Like, we're not here to convince people. Like, we're not convincing anybody of doing anything. Like, we feel so aligned here and we feel so good where we are in business, that we want to be able to have other people feel that good too. And then you can feel good in sales, because I feel like a lot of times people are like, oh, like salespeople, they're slimy, they're snakes, they're this or that. They just do whatever they can do to convince you to buy from them so that they can make money. But at the end of the day, like, I don't want to be known for that. I want to be known for literally empowering people to go out and live the life of their dreams, build the business of their dreams, and do it with like complete and utter like conviction, but like also just move like in a godly way, in a way
Mhm.
where you're not convincing people to do something. You're literally like, people are just so magnetized by your energy and by your goodness that that's why they want to do business with you. Isn't that how you feel too?
Absolutely. And people sometimes get very what's the word I want to use? Like irked. It like triggers them when people talk about using your faith in sales, because sometimes people think, "Oh, you're just using, God's name or, Jesus as a way to like sell something." And
And we know people that do. Just saying.
yeah, we do personally, yes. And
Yeah.
it's scary that they're out there for sure. But I think there's a difference in glorifying God through what you do and moving forward in a way that like that you are moving in a direction with authenticity and integrity, and like you are just operating in a way that is, aligned with your values and your faith. It's okay. Like, it's not that you can't be in sales and love God at the same time. Like the two can be, they're one and the same, right? Like, doesn't God want you to be successful? Don't you think that God put you on this earth to do big things? Right? So why are we not talking about him in what we're doing? People get scared to talk about faith or the fact that they believe in God or Jesus or anything, because they don't want to, offend somebody, or they don't want to, like, people who don't believe in God, then, oh, like, they're never going to want to do business with me, or I'm going to say something wrong. It's like, fuck that. Say what you want to say and like stand strong in your beliefs and your faith. And honestly, you will be rewarded for that, right? You will be rewarded for standing strong in your faith. And you'll, get in alignment with people who feel that way too. Because we were literally on here for 2 hours before we even went live, because
Yeah.
that's just what we do. And
We
we
have
were
to meet
talking
up.
literally. And we were saying like we would much rather have the right people come into business and literally the people like piss the wrong people off, right? Like if I'm going to piss you off at what I'm saying and it's not something that is going to make you like want to learn more or like have a genuine like, conversation about it, if you're just going to be like a pissy pants about it, then go the other way. Like LeeAnn was saying, we're not here and we're not going to, teach in our community that like this is for everybody and what you're doing in business. I think something that's core to what we want people to understand is that the right people in business will get you so much farther than like pleasing everybody.
Mm.
It's so much better to have maybe like two or three people who get you and run with you and like are like your people versus like having 10 who aren't. Like
Yeah.
it's such a huge energy shift and it makes a huge difference in life and in business, because all of this stuff in your business, guys, it ripples out into your life. Like it is hard to, when you're an entrepreneur and you're a content creator, It is so, this industry specifically, it is so hard to separate business and personal. It
It
just is,
is.
because it blends. Because as content creators, like, our life is our business. So, it's really so important that you have a healthy, strong business and the people within it, like, that energy matters.
It so much matters. And like I'm 100% with you on like I would rather bring in just a handful of people a month than bring in like 10 or 20 that are just not aligned, or like I just close them because I'm a good closer and I can close them. I
Yeah.
want people that want to be here. Because it's like if I have it's like if I have to convince you to come into business with me, I'm gonna have to convince you to work, and I ain't got time for that. I can't even convince my kids to eat vegetables here half the time. Okay, I don't have time convince you to work your own business, you know. So yeah, I just feel like that's huge. And I don't know, I just I'm feeling good about this because and I also feel like a lot of times, like because we are a face of a we lead a large community, and we are known inside of our company, and a lot of like people that are outside of our community will reach out to us and be like, "How are you guys doing? What you're doing?" And and there are times like I was leading one of our Babs calls the one night, like where we do like these like onboarding calls where like you can come on like Q&A or whatever, and they were like asking about dates for things, and I'm like, I'm so like I am just like a type B, like live by the seat of my pants. Like I don't know what's going on. Like if you want to learn how to close a sale, like I can show you how to do that. But if you're like trying to plan out dates of like what's going on here or there or that, I don't know. We're gonna show up and find out. Like that's how I am. And like everyone that night was like laughing because they're like, holy shit, if like LeeAnn can do this business because she's just like always just like all over the place, like I can do this business. And that's why we like to just show up like authentically us, because Maya's the same way. We're always like late to like the party, the occasion. We're just like, wait, what's going on? Like we don't know. We're just like deep in mom life. We're deep in mom life. We're deep in business life, and we're not going to pretend like we have it all together because we don't. But what we do have together is we have our faith in God, and we have a love and a huge desire for this business and for our businesses, and for building out this new community that we're gonna launch to help people in. And this isn't like a funnel to like get you in and try to get you into our business either. Like if that's not like you, that's not what this platform is for. Now obviously we know like high ticket, okay, we know digital franchising, like that's what we know, that's what we're good at. But we've also been in the low ticket space, we've been in doing affiliate style things, like we've done all of that as well. And that was just kind of like our stepping stone that kind of like got us to where we are now. So we feel like we're very versed in whatever it is you're doing in business. And if you're
Oh
running your own
gosh,
business,
yeah.
you're doing our own businesses for quite a while too. So we've learned a lot. We've invested in coaching, like we've just done a lot of things, and we just want to be able to share it and have just a safe space for people that maybe don't have one, or maybe you do and you just want an extra one. Maybe you just like us, maybe you vibe with us, maybe you're just like, I love those bitches, like I'm trying to get in with them. We're a little crazy, like we cuss a little, we're a little feral for like Christian girls, but that's why we want to be so loud and bold about it, because there's a lot of people that don't want to bring faith onto their platform because they aren't showing up as like this perfect godly person that like that's in a box, right? Because I feel like I'm really godly, I'm passionate, I cuss because that's how I get my passion across. It's not because like I'm whatever, but that's how I truly get my passion across. And so for me, it's a cuss word. Whoever even designated it as a cuss word, I don't know, but for me it's passionate. It's a big word, I like it.
Oh my
So
gosh,
anyways,
yeah.
it's so true, right? And I just feel like for me, I just, I want to be loud. I want to be bold about that. And there's so many people that we have had already. They're like, oh my God, you guys are our people that have found this page because they're the same. And then we've also had some people get in our DMs that were a little floored by like what we got going on over here. And that's okay too.
Mhm.
We're not for everybody, and we don't claim to be, but what we are here for is our people that are meant to find us. And that's why we're going to be so loud and bold this year. I'm going to be sharing, lots of videos like this, like streaming them, because this will be like our podcast. So you're kind of seeing like the before the podcast is like even released, right? Which I
Yeah.
think is really cool. And I feel like we want to do that because we want to be different. We're not going to wait just like, oh, you can't see the podcast until it's like launched or whatever. Like we don't care about that. We just want to get it out. We want to get it in front of people. We want to build a podcast so that way when somebody does find us, they can go binge our stuff. But we just want to do us. We just want to be real.
And I think this is also a way for you guys to be more real yourselves too, to gain more confidence, and just to, it's 2026. Who do you want to be this year? Like, what do you want to accomplish? Like, do you want to do the same shit over and over again that you did the last few years, or do you want to level up? And I feel like that's what this community is going to be about too. And the more different personalities that you get exposed to, like you learn so much from being around different people, different like perspectives. And like LeeAnn was saying, we've done so many different businesses, and I look back at what I've done because I went to college. Like I did the 9 to 5s while juggling a lot of MLMs for many years before starting my digital franchise business here, which is now this is all I do. But like I've done door-to-door sales. Like I've gotten doors slammed in my face. I've had grown men like yell at me and scream at me because they weren't happy with the ad that they got that I sold them, in their store. Right? Like I've cried. I've done recruiting, which a lot is in a lot of businesses, right? I've done recruiting for corporate businesses for, 8 years I did that. So it's like there's just so many different perspectives that we can bring to you and different talents and skills that I feel like we have a lot to give, and we want to have a platform to do that, and we don't always get to do that where we're at now. So to have an opportunity where it can just be very more broad, where we can showcase all kinds of different things, I think it's going to be such a space for growth for everybody. I'm so freaking excited for it. And we were saying that maybe like for the first like so many people, or maybe for the first people for the first month, we wanted to offer us getting on to help you close a sale. So, and that's huge, okay? That is huge because typically, at least within our business, and this can apply to other businesses as well, depending upon what your business niche is or what you're selling. Like LeeAnn and I will still help you get on a call or a DM or whatever you do, right? But like in our business, typically, that only happens with your direct person that you're working with, or you do them yourself. So to have both of us offer to get on with you, to help close that sale for you, and you can learn from how like our styles and like the way that we talk, and like that's pretty cool. So I'm really excited to offer that too for the first month and see how it goes.
I know, me too. And guys, like the reason why we even had like this spark to even do this is because we have had so many people come to us and just like, do you offer private coaching? Like, do you guys do anything like that we can get into without like actually joining your business? Because maybe they're already in our business, but they're like in another community, or they're just in their own business, but they're like, I just want to work with you guys. Like, I really feel like you guys could help me in my business. Like, I've just had so many, and I know Maya's had so many. So we're like, why don't we just build out a community that we can just get on 2 calls a month with, and have the chat support, so you have like a chat support, because maybe you don't have that. I know, like in all the businesses I had until I got here, I didn't have any of that. Like
me neither
at all. Like there was nobody getting on a call with me. Nobody had they had like a group chat, but it was like it wasn't really even like business questions. It was more just like, when's this call? What's going on? It wasn't like, how do you close a sale kind of call, or what do you think about this? Like it wasn't like really anything like that. So I'm super excited to offer this and have this now. And we want to keep it really, really affordable. But we also didn't want to like short ourselves either, because you are getting in touch with 2 coaches. So it's not, and I feel like there's not really a lot of like 2 I mean, like there's like, the like launch programs or things like that. But I feel like actually just like getting in the room where you're having 2 people work with you monthly, and be in a chat support with us, like that's pretty cool.
Yes. So do you want to launch our price? Do we want to say it?
Yeah. I know. I literally was like, we were like toying around with like so many different price points. And we really just want this to be affordable. And then, we really do. We want it to be affordable. We want people to be able to afford it. And because, I know, and because I've been doing like private coaching for quite some time now. And like, obviously that's going to just be a little bit more, because it's just like one-on-one. I'm just working with them, where it's like a lot different than like this. So we wanted to make it more like community, so that number one, so you have a community, but number 2, so it's not like we're in like 50 million different chats a day, and it's just more streamlined, and it's going to be nice. But yeah, why don't you drop the price? This is like what we thought, like, yeah, I just feel like it's a really, really good price point.
For sure. For sure. And I've invested in programs that were way more for probably a lot less. So we're going to charge $333 a month. So 333, it's a lucky number. So for $333, you get 2 calls a month, 2 live calls with us and your group. You get chat support Monday through Thursday, and we're going to do a sales call with you. Of course, and there's going to be all kinds of other stuff in there too, but those are just like the basics that we're starting with. So I can't wait. I already know that we've got a few people on the wait list that have been asking. So hopefully we
I
can get
know.
a good, yeah.
They're like, did you launch
So
this yet? Did you forget about me? I'm like, we didn't forget. It's coming. Okay, we're type B people over here. We're getting our shit together. We're coming.
right. And we wanted to do, because we do want to glorify God through this, we are going to incorporate a devotional or, a prayer or something. We're going to try to feel it out. But every single call, we're going to devote some time, to spend with Him. Because, if you're going to be in this community, that's going to be a pillar of what we're doing too. It's not just everything else. Like there is a core that we want to stick to because, when you do love God, everything else will flow out of that. So that's something that's really important to us that we want to make sure is the core of what we're doing here.
Yeah, I know. It's a great price point. I know. I'm paying, like $1,000 a month right now that I'm in a program that I'm in that, they do calls weekly. But I also feel like for me too, because we're going to schedule these calls like in advance, we're not going to do evening calls, just because I feel like that's just like really hard for us anyways, but we will have the recording. So if you can't make it to it live, you still be able to absorb, the recording, but we're just, we're going to try to pick a time that maybe even like if you're on like your lunch break, you can hop on, you can get on, ask a few questions like you're in your car eating lunch, or if you work a 9 to 5 or whatever. We want to make it flexible for everyone. But yeah, like I'm right now like in a community that's kind of similar, and it's $1,000 a month that I pay that I'm in, you know what I mean? So I feel like this is
Mm-hmm.
just super super affordable, and you're getting both of us, which is really cool. And there's going to be lots of other entrepreneurs that are in here that are also going to be able to share tips and tricks with you too, right? Like, we're all entrepreneurs in here. So it's like, yes, we'll be the main ones coaching, but I feel like when you get in a room of a community of people, like there's so many ideas too so you're not only going to get us, but you got to think you're coming into a room with a bunch of entrepreneurs too, which is like really powerful. Which is
Connections,
another reason why I'm so really
connections.
about it. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like,
Connections. Huge. Huge.
like literally the connections you make in life are like one person can change your whole life. And you don't always know who that's going to be, right? And it doesn't have to just be financially, right? They could make a huge impact on you. They could be there for you during a time when like nobody else was, or they could inspire you to, to start something or to do something. It's like you never know who's a part of your destiny. And if you don't go in the way that God is pushing you, if you don't open new doors and like try new things, and I'm not saying it has to be this, but like this is also something where like you just don't know the potential of what's in front of you. So, hopefully you do see some value in what we're offering. I mean, like LeeAnn was saying, she's invested thousands into coaching. So have I. Like I just bought like a $555 program the other week that I'm still diving into. And that's not even live coaching. That's just courses for me to watch. So there's so many things
Yeah.
out there. And I think that this is going to be something that is going to impact a lot of people in a really good way. It like fills my heart.
Yes, I know, me too. And I have a love for creating content though too. And so like, like Maya was saying, like she has like the door-to-door sales, like all those types of backgrounds too. And like, where me, I have always just been like very artsy, like not like on paper, but like digitally. Like I just love to create content, like aesthetically. I just feel like I'm good with like hooks. I'm good with like all those types of things. I mean, we've been growing organically and having to regrow ourselves multiple times. So we've gotten really just like really, 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 really good at
Mm-hmm.
organic growth too, which I think is huge because a lot of these communities that you get in, like you're not only coming into the community, but then they're like teaching you to pay ads and like run ads. So you're having to like pay for that on top of the platform itself. So I'm just really excited to like launch an organic one too, where it's like that's really like the only money that you're paying into this is just like to
Yeah.
get the coaching with us so that you can go out and like build your business up, and start really making sales and bringing in like a really lucrative income. So I just feel like this is just feeling really really good about it.
Same. And we're going to launch it what? In March, right? Hopefully March.
Yeah, I was gonna say March, or I thought we could even like launch it like next week. It doesn't matter to me. We just got to figure out like the
Oh
payment
yeah.
style thing to pay. You know what I
Sure,
mean?
let's
We
do
want to
it.
just get
This
it
is
like, yeah, like see, we don't even know. We're gonna probably launch it next week. She's like March. I'm like, wait, I thought it was next week. I don't know. We're gonna make it happen. It'll be between
this is
now and
very
March, but I
typical
really
if you
do
want.
think what we need to do is figure out how we're going to get this payment set up so that you guys can like get like lock in the payments, because it'll be like a monthly type thing. So we just got to like work with our assistants to get that going. So as soon as we get that unlocked, then everything is good to go. But we really just wanted to launch it. If you are interested, just get in either one of our DMs, and we will literally get you, like, we're going to start the chat, we're going to get everything going. So we'll just get you in, get you paid. I just got to create the like the contract that y'all basically signed to get in. But other than that, like, it's good to go. Ready to rock and roll.
Yeah,
We're ready to get this
baby.
going like as soon as